back to Country Mama. Today I'm going to do another homeschool video, and it is the daily schedule for my first grader and my third grader. So I'm going to go over both of these in the same video. I'll try to put the timestamp for the third grade portion in the description box, so that way if you don't want to see the Pipers, then you can just skip forward and see Peyton's. Piper is in, I say kind of a K1. There's some things she's doing that's still kindergarten because she just turned 5 in March. But there are some things that she's doing first grade. And then we did kind of a K4 kindergarten with her last year. So she's very proud to be a first grader this year. So we're going to try to finish off her kindergarten stuff and get most of her first grade stuff for that, where she's a little behind in. Get her all caught up to where next year she is ready for full second grade. So, alright, so getting into this, I started this here. I don't follow this time so much because, like here I have 30 minutes. It does not take us 30 minutes to do calendar, but during calendar time, I'll show you. I think I got these off Teachers Pay Teachers. It's from Miss Kindergarten. I put these in. These are, I think, from Lakeshore maybe. They are, you just slide your paper inside and you can use dry erase marker. So we used one of these every day. So she traces July, and then we put the date, the digital date. So like today's the 23rd maybe. So 7/23/20. How many days in school, and then we use this number to put in hundreds, tens, and ones, the season, and then she traces the day of the week. So and a lot of times my third grader likes to kind of do this with her, and then we do just a read aloud picture book during this time and have our morning prayer and say our pledge to the flag. So that's what we do during calendar time, but it usually doesn't take us 30 minutes to do that. So then we just try to get started by 8:30, and then we just move through as we get done. So we do that every day. We do our Bible every day. I'll link in the cards her curriculum for this year, and then I'll link the third grade one when the third grade portion starts. So that way if you want to go back and look at those, they're also in my homeschool playlist. So if you've not seen their curriculum, then you can look there. So we do our devotion. It usually takes us like 5 minutes, between 5 and 10. So again, this is just a rough, I just had a time column. I did get this originally from Confessions of a Homeschooler, so if you want to look at her site, that's something I would recommend looking at. She has a ton of resources. And then we do math. She is doing Math UC, so she watches her video and does one worksheet on Monday. The rest, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she does a worksheet, and then Friday she does the test. Then after math, she does her handwriting practice. And then after handwriting, I try to give her a break from the handwriting, just for that, you know, she needs that muscle break. Because in regular school, you know, they'd work and then they'd kind of have some downtime while they were waiting for other people to finish, and they would have other stuff to do. Whereas we go from one to the next to the next to the next and don't really have that downtime. So she has a new reading lesson on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, she just reads to me. Now, some days, like her reading lesson will have 2 stories she has to read. So, and a lot of times that lands on our Tuesday lesson. So, because it's like every other lesson. So, what I've been doing is she'll do the first story on Tuesday, and then she'll do the second story on Wednesday. So then Thursday we're ready to go ahead and move on to the next lesson. And then on Mondays and Fridays we'll either reread a story she's already read, or I've got the Usborne first very first reading book set. And then I've got Bob books, and I've got just a lot of books. And so we pull from one of those, and she'll be practicing reading those on these other days that she might not have a story from her reading lesson. And I'm running out of breath. Okay. Sorry. So then after we do our reading, 3 days a week we do first language lessons. It has 100 lessons in it altogether, so we do 3 a week. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays we work on sight words. And then after sight words she has to write. First language lessons she usually doesn't. And then the reading portion, you know, she doesn't have to write anything. So then she's had that break. So then we do spelling. We're using, I think, Spectrum Spelling. So she does that 4 days a week. And then on Friday, she does sight words again. So that gives us 3 days a week for sight words, 3 days a week for language, and 4 days a week for spelling. And I think that's enough for her. So we're doing that. We have a subscription to Reading Eggs and Math Seeds. I have the family subscription because I did make my older daughter do it, but since school has started back for this year, she doesn't do it anymore because she's doing teaching textbooks and typing on the computer. So Piper's the only one doing these. So she does Reading Eggs on Mondays and Wednesdays, and Math Seeds on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then some kind of educational video is what I let her do on Fridays. It's kind of a fun Friday thing. She's been doing Phonics Farm and some different shows and stuff that have math and reading concepts in them. And I'll do a video about some different resources I like to use. So then after she gets done with that, she does that on an iPad because she's not great with a mouse yet. We're still working on using a mouse. So she uses the iPad and doesn't have to, she can just touch the screen. So then we do geography. She is absolutely loving her geography. I think she's, this is her 3rd week of school, and I think she's almost a week ahead because she wants to do multiple pages every day instead of just like the 1 or 2 pages I have like set for her to do. So she's loving geography. And usually at that point we're about in time for lunch. And so we take a break for lunch. We'll come back, and a couple days a week, we don't always do it every day, but usually a couple days a week they'll pull a logic game, or they have a couple of books. And I'll link my logic video from last year. We got a few new things this year, but I've not done a video on it yet. And then we do science and social studies. Some days we do both. Some days we just do one. Right now we're working on animal habitats. So I'll read a book or something about a habitat, and then a lot of times we'll watch like a Magic School Bus video if there's one on that habitat, or like the Disney Plus has the National Geographic nature videos. So if there's a video I can find on that habitat and those animals that live there, a lot of times we'll watch one of those because we spent the first 2 weeks just talking about a variety of animals, and then this week and next week we are working on habitats, and then the 2 weeks after that we're going to be working on life cycles, which will make up our animal unit for this year. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to my 3rd grader. Peyton is in 3rd grade this year. A lot of her stuff we're building on, you know, what she did last year. So again, I have her down for calendar here. She has one of the same sheets that Piper does, but she really doesn't have to do hers because she knows, you know, we've been doing that for 2 years now. Which is why she likes to lead the calendar time and help Piper with hers, which I think is a great experience for her because it gives her, you know, the practice with the calendar and everything, but from a teaching standpoint versus a learning standpoint. And then we do our Bible. She goes and gets on my computer and does her math lesson, teaching textbooks. Piper's reading lessons are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so Peyton's are on Mondays and Wednesdays. So that way I teach a reading lesson every day, Monday through Thursday, but I alternate which child I'm with. And then Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, she does independent reading during that time. Whew, okay. And then after reading, she does her spelling and her vocab and her writing, all of which is in my curriculum playlist, or in her curriculum video. So if you want to know about any of the programs we're using for those, one thing here, she does spelling 4 days a week, and then she does grammar on Fridays. And really, I'm gonna say something about that in just a second. And then she does vocab 5 days a week and writing 5 days a week. The grammar, we've kind of switched out. I had Common Core practice for her for grammar to, let me pull out what I switched this to. And I pulled it because I found this, Language Lessons for a Living Education, and this is for grade 3. And I started doing this. This does have 36 weeks, and it has 5 lessons for each week, so you're supposed to do it every day. So we have started fitting this in. Along with, I've tried to incorporate their writing into their science and social studies for actual, like, writing. And so I have been using this, and if it goes as well as I think it's going to go, next year, instead of getting a separate spelling and grammar and writing, well, I don't know, writing, we'll probably still do different, she'll have a journal for writing, but we're going to use this in place of spelling and grammar next year because I like it better than BJU. We used BJU English last year. It has spelling in it. It has copywork. It has grammar and all that stuff. Here's story writing over here. It has I just really like it. This is just our 3rd week of school, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but I will do a review later on in the year and let you know exactly, you know, how we feel about it. But right now, Language Lessons for Living Education, it will bundle, as long as you put like some kind of reading or something with it, it'll take care of your language arts. I think. I'm pretty sure. From a teacher's, you know, a certified teacher's viewpoint, I love it. So, anyway, moving on. So then after writing, she does typing 2 days a week, and then we're working on cursive Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. She does geography every day because she does daily geography on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then she does the skill builders on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And usually that's about our time for lunch. We come back and we do some logic a couple days a week and do our science and social studies on Fridays. And I don't think I had changed that on Piper's, where she has logic and social studies there. On Fridays we do art and STEM, and we alternate those. So one week we'll do art, the next Friday we do STEM, and the next Friday we do art, and then the next Friday we do STEM. And so we kind of alternate there. And that's pretty much that, you know, that takes up our day. And as soon as we're done, you know, sometimes, you know, if they're really getting with it, they can get done with like all their stuff by lunchtime. And after lunch, you know, if they're done, then we're done. You know, we don't do anything else. So I am feeling good about that. Also, you'll see if you watch the curriculum video, there's some nonfiction reading passages that they do for Peyton that has like a passage and questions. I've been fitting that in this grammar spot. So she does a social studies one Friday, and then she does a science one Friday. And so we've been alternating back and forth with that, where she just does one a week. So that seems to be working out pretty good. If you have any questions or comments, or if I can help in any way, you're more than welcome to leave those. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I did look at my analytics the other day, and only like 2% of my subscribers are actually the people watching the videos. So I'm assuming there's a lot of people watching this that aren't subscribed. So please subscribe, like this video to see more homeschool content, and I will try to make sure I get a few videos a month in, specifically on homeschool, because I know that's a really big topic this year. So yeah, I've got several homeschool videos coming up. So again, hit the bell notification if you want to make sure and be notified whenever those come up too. So I will talk to y'all later. I hope you have a great day, and can't wait to see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.